Alright guys, welcome to a very special episode of Power Up Wrestlemania XL Edition, and joining me right now is also a very special guest who happens to be the editor-in-chief of IGN Pakistan, the man behind Raptor and Raptor GG, Imran bhai, kaise hai? Thank you so much for taking out the time and joining us.
ठीक ठाक बंटू, थैंक्स अ लॉट. आई थिंक यू नो कि हम कितने अरसे से एक रेसलिंग पॉडकास्ट करना चाह रहे हैं, एंड आई
We've
थिंक
been at it from so long.
देयर इज नो बेटर ओकेजन देन द बिगेस्ट रेसलिंग इवेंट ऑफ द ईयर, जो
Exactly,
कि
exactly.
परसों आने वाला है. एंड
Yes.
द कूलेस्ट पार्ट इज के ये एक वाहिद स्पोर्ट्स इवेंट है जो पाकिस्तान में भी स्ट्रीम होता है, वरना तो कोई
बिल्कुल.
और स्पोर्ट्स इवेंट देखने के लिए जो पायरेटेड स्ट्रीम ढूंढनी पड़ती हैं. बट एनीबडी हु
बिल्कुल.
हैज़ एक्सेस टू internet can basically subscribe on www.com
WWE
and,
Network and yeah, they can
and
watch it
they can
right.
watch
Like,
it.
वैसे तो 10 Sports भी locally दिखाता है, but they don't stream it live. They repeat telecast में वो दिखाते हैं.
हाँ
The
यार,
next day.
लेकिन PLE का मजा तो लाइव में है ना बस.
हाँ, PLE का तो मजा बिल्कुल लाइव में है. So we're gonna cover up the entire match card, night 1 और night 2 का. Of course, we're gonna start off with night 2, which probably will kick off with Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio, a tag team match in the works. Mexican Heritage, क्या ख्यालात हैं?
यार so Santos Escobar is a great talent, and I think that बीच में जो उसका Rey Mysterio के साथ एंगल था, I think that was very very well utilized, and but I think however दोनों tag teams या दोनों team factions में एक बड़ा मसला ये है कि जो second tier stars है ना वो थोड़े फजूल से हैं, like in my opinion. इवन जब आप बात कर रहे थे LWO में भी, तो LWO में भी अगर आप देखें तो जलीना वेगा और कार्लिटो और रे मिस्टीरियो से अगर आप एक लेवल नीचे आते हैं तो द अदर टू गाइज आरंट रियली दैट इम्प्रेसिव, राइट?
You're talking about Dragon Lee, right?
हाँ,
You're talking about Dragon Lee and the other guy.
नो ड्रैगन ली तो अभी आया है ना, बट द
हाँ,
फर्स्ट
actually you're talking about the LWO core members, yeah.
Core members, right?
वो they aren't that much of a draw,
and
they
that's the
don't
same
bring that
problem
much
of
for it.
Legado del Fantasma जो उसका है, दूसरा वाले का faction है.
Yeah.
If you ignore the Santos himself, who's fantastic, and maybe the new lady who's coming to the faction,
Yeah.
everybody else is pretty average, right? And to be very honest, in terms of the card or the match, LWA is a far more interesting faction overall. And Dragon Lee के आने के बाद तो वैसे ही बहुत मज़ेदार हो गया है. However, अगर आप मेरे लिए ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग ये है कि मुझे ऐसा फील होता है कि इस मैच में डोमिनिक का कोई ना कोई ज़रूर किरदार होगा.
हाँ, definitely कोई angle होगा, and we might see a bit of involvement from the
Yeah,
Judgment Day
because
as
I
well.
think what they're building up to slowly is Dominic getting more aligned with his Hispanic heritage, because
Yeah.
he's been defying Rhea Ripley and talking to Andrade as well, and he's
Yeah.
been involved with Legado del Fantasma as well. So I think that storyline will get a little bit more fleshed out. However, that being said, any match which has Rey Mysterio, I don't know if
It's a
you've
good
seen his
match.
recent matches. At this
Yeah.
age, the guy is just ridiculous.
Exactly.
And Carlito is fit as anything right now. And then Dragon Lee is someone who, in my opinion, I don't know if you saw his match with Ricochet at WWE Speed
I
on
did saw
Twitter.
that, yeah. Yeah.
I think that guy is phenomenal as well. So I
He is
think
phenomenal.
these matches are very entertaining. In matches में हमेशा कोई massive storyline impact नहीं होता, because they are always secondary storylines, but they're great matches to watch. You get really
The
fired
in-ring
up.
action, yeah, it's absolutely, they blow the roof off with all those flips and all the crazy movement, and the in-ring action is just incredible when it comes to these guys.
Yeah, so excited for it, man. Excited for it.
Then we come down to Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. Jade, of course, jumping ship from All Elite Wrestling, and they go against Damage Control. I think this is very special just because the amount of, stardom Jade Cargill carries over to this match is a pretty big thing on its own.
Yeah, so I am a huge Bianca Belair fan, right? I've been
Same,
following her
yeah.
from NXT, and I think people who come from a gymnastics background or an athletic background, like Bianca Belair, she's a medalist,
Yep.
and also Tiffany Stratton, for example,
Yeah.
medal-winning, gymnast. Their in-ring ethic is fantastic. They're ridiculous, right? Plus, Bianca's core strength is just phenomenal. Her and her husband, fiance Montez.
Oh,
both are just
Montez is amazing.
ridiculous,
talent.
right?
I
Core
hope he
strength.
gets his spot sometime down the line.
So I think anything with Bianca is fantastic. I don't know, even the SummerSlam with Becky Lynch all the way a year ago when Bailey came back. I just
Yeah.
love that match. I love her Royal Rumble appearance this year. So I'm extremely excited. Naomi, to be very honest, I wasn't that big a fan in her initial run in the WWE. I mean, I thought she was sweet and everything, but wasn't really a standout star. I think Sasha Banks made her somebody when they tag team together. But this time around, she seems like a lot more energetic, though she's a lot less fitter than last time. She seems slightly overweight, doesn't seem as fast as she did. But for me, the
I think
real
that has to do with her taking time off of TV because rumors were that she might show up either in TNA, the rebranding of TNA, or in AEW, but she came back to WWE. Maybe that's why.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, to be very honest, some of the best women's division work in the world is being done in TNA for the last 10 years.
Exactly.
TNA
yes.
has produced substantial, and that is why
That company just refuses to die. उनके DNA में है to
it's not going to
survive,
die,
no matter
man.
what.
Let me be very honest. Sidetracking here, Triple H is going to buy that company next.
I hope.
You
I
have
hope
to be
so.
stupid not to understand why
Yeah,
Jordan Grace was at the Royal Rumble. You
Yeah.
know, yes,
Yeah.
yes. One part of it was to show a middle finger to Tony Khan by
To the
by
Forbidden Door.
poking fun at the Forbidden Door, and he went like,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly,
fine,
exactly, yeah,
I'll
bilkul.
have someone from TNA. But then there's been a lot of good blood between these companies, and TNA genuinely, if you think of it from a WWE point of view, who, to be very, very honest, I believe is struggling with the women's tag team. Really struggling. That title is just
They
going
could
nowhere.
benefit from the
I mean,
TNA women's
the
division,
last
without
great
any
tag
doubts.
team was Sasha Banks, Naomi, and then Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Right? That was the last great tag team. I think TNA is doing
Bilkul.
fantastic there. Even in the single side, if you look at tier 2, there's not much good tier 2 talent. So if you look at it that way, acquiring TNA for
Just the women's
Triple
division.
H would be a great developmental platform, very similar to NXT.
Yeah.
Very similar to
yeah.
NXT. And वैसे that is also why Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor. वो तो अलग बात है, Tony Khan has a few screw loose in his head, so he hasn't been able to flesh it out. But
बिल्कुल हाँ.
but
Yeah,
he bought
that's not working out.
yeah, but he bought Ring of Honor very rightfully so for the same purpose. कि यार एक second tier developmental great franchise is going to feed players into AEW Dynamite and Collision. So I'm excited. However, I'm fairly convinced Jade Cargill is going to turn on Bianca Belair. I'm fairly convinced because I don't think Jade Cargill has a future as a face.
Yeah, she's better as a heel, a very arrogant,
I don't think
egoistic
you
kind
can
of
have a
character.
physique and a face like that. And I mean, एक ऐसी मिसाल दूंगा, कोई हमारे मुल्क से बाहर ये पॉडकास्ट होने का शायद उसके समझ में नहीं आएगी, बट डू यू रिमेम्बर जब अमरीश पुरी ने नया कॉमेडी रोल करना शुरू किया था?
Exactly. Yeah,
तो वो कॉमेडी रोल कर रहा था और पूरी मूवी में
people couldn't digest it,
हाँ, और
yes.
पूरी मूवी में हम वेट कर रहे थे कि यार अभी ये 2 नंबरी करेगा. बेचारा नहीं करता था. He was really
नहीं कर
funny
पा रहा था, हाँ,
and he
yeah,
did
yeah,
some
yeah.
really great comedy
Yeah.
movies near
Like,
the
he
end.
just had that face and that kind of aura that
Exactly,
the villain
right?
roles suited him best, and
So-
same can be said for Jade Cargill.
So similarly, like Mommy, like Rhea Ripley,
Oh,
she's not even a heel. She's somewhere in the middle where the crowd
somewhere in
loves
the
her.
middle. Kind of like an anti-hero.
Anti-hero, right?
Exact. Yeah.
That's where Jade Cargill will succeed. If they
Probably.
turn Jade Cargill face, it's such a waste completely.
Yeah.
It's kind of like going back. I mean, I'm really, really terrified of Roman going face, for example, because I have no idea how to process it. After 3
Yeah.
years as a heel, I have no idea how to process that information. कि मैं as a face उसे कैसे process करूँगा?
बिल्कुल.
So-
Especially with the whole bloodline thing and the
Yeah,
longevity
100%.
alone in that,
100%, right?
in
So-
that scene. Yeah.
So I think
All right.
that match is great. And I'm sorry, I hate Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Wow.
I think
I don't hate
Asuka.
Asuka. I find her very cute. I find her very good.
I think
I hate the whole face paint thingy, but
no, no,
Asuka's a
no.
great
I
talent.
just hate her as a performer now. So Asuka was at this top level when Becky Lynch became pregnant and gave her the
Yeah,
title.
back in the COVID era, yes.
And
I remember that
Asuka was
moment. It was lovely.
fantastic. She had an attitude. She's a joker now. What's her
She's a
personality?
joker.
Like, what's
I agree with that.
what's
Yeah.
her scripting? Like, she dances, acts weird, makes fun of her own Japanese accent. It's just
Yeah.
very, very second tier. I don't know. Like, it's almost disrespecting all the work she's done. I simply hate her right now. I can't watch.
I think she's in a dire need of a new direction and a new character.
Dude,
as
she
well.
needs to
a
leave
revamp.
for a 6 month sabbatical so that people
Yeah.
forget the crap that she's doing, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then come back, right? It's kind of like Roman. Hell, Roman did it because he had leukemia, but I'm
Of
just
course,
saying,
yeah.
whoa, Kairi Sane
Bilkul.
is a joke, yaar. I mean, she is 2
फिर मेरे ख्याल में
inches.
हम यहाँ पे जो है ना इस मैच पे इतना टाइम नहीं लगाते because the thing I am about to talk next is quite the
Yeah, sure. So I'll just cap it up by
factor.
saying I'm not a fan.
हाँ.
I'm only
You're not a
watching
fan
it for
of,
Bianca
right.
Belair and Jade Cargill.
Jade
वो आगे
Cargill.
ना किसी से भी लड़ाई कर लेते मैं देख लेता मुझे नहीं फर्क पड़ता.
सही हो गया सही हो गया. So the six-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, and quite the lineup we've got. We've got Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Judgment Day doesn't miss. We've got Awesome Truth again, Miz and R-Truth back in God knows how many years now. Then we have Johnny Wrestling, Tommaso Ciampa. We've got Kingston and Xavier Woods. The New Cats Republic, Dune and Tyler Bate, A-Town Down, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. So quite the random misfit kind of a show we've got going on. And there are rumors that some surprise return might just take place, you know.
Matt and Jeff Hardy, my friend.
Yeah,
Matt Hardy's
I've been
contract
hearing
is up.
about it. Jeff has been a whole. We're gonna censor this a whole shit show in AEW, and Matt is trying to pull him out. They're trying to go for another one of those big surprises, joining in the ladder match.
Dude,
and all.
WrestleMania 33 was one of my most memorable WrestleManias.
Absolutely, they made it memorable. They made it insane.
In my view, so I'll try to keep this short. I'll be very clear. I love Johnny Wrestling. I love his
Johnny is
work
the
in
best.
Elimination Chamber. I think Tommaso Ciampa is fantastic.
He's
I think
fantastic.
he was wasted last year with Miz and
He was.
everybody else. I think he was wasted. He's perfect right now. I think they are amazing as tag teams, which is fine because Jimmy and Jay were tag teams for almost 8 years before they became solo stars.
Exactly.
I mean, to be honest, Jimmy still isn't a solo star.
Yeah. Jade takes the upper hand.
Yeah,
being a
exactly.
solo star.
So
He can
I
carry
think
himself.
I would be super happy, and I think so would everybody else. And to be very honest, DIY owes a lot to R-Truth. R-Truth, by calling them DX, has made them this real celebrity. My favorite result would be DIY. To be very
Right.
very honest, I am done with the New Day. It's okay. I mean, we don't need another run from them right now.
Yeah, it's tiring already.
My number one would be DIY winning. My number two would be Awesome Truth because those guys are funny as hell. But to be honest, even if Damien and Finn retain, I'd be pretty okay with it.
I think
with
they
it
would do them well.
because I think Jimmy and Jay are gonna get back together by Backlash, and it's gonna be a good time for them to reclaim the title.
The tag titles, yeah.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the match itself, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, brother versus brother, something that has been in the works from a long, long time. We've seen the ball go upwards and backwards, but now they're finally pulling the trigger on this.
Man, so both of these wrestlers have what it takes to be solo stars.
Yeah.
The only
But one of the brothers is doing really well, if
yeah,
we talk
but
in this
and
context.
that's what I was getting to. The problem with Jimmy is he doesn't have the personality.
He doesn't. He really lacks.
He's an extremely likable person. If you remember during Sami Zayn's
Yeah.
honorary Us run,
Yeah,
Jimmy was actually the crowd favorite and Jay was the Sadawa mood kharab
yeah,
aadmi,
bilkul,
right?
bilkul.
But then we realized that Jimmy doesn't really have much of a personality in terms of
Yeah.
the crowd, right? And Jay does. And I think this match is designed to put them over as solo stars.
Yeah.
And I think this match is going to be fantastic. I think these guys are going to be jumping off the top rope, doing flips.
You know, the best storylines are when it has that bit of a personal,
100%.
value
And I
added
think
to
the
it.
match will end. I think we are giving this match very little importance. I
Yeah.
think this match has severe consequences for the bloodline.
Exactly my point. I was gonna mention that, but you brought it up yourself. यही चीज मुझे लगती है कि this is not just two brothers going at it. This is much more than that. This is as personal as it gets. Storylines जो इतनी देर से चलती आ रही है, we could see something completely new being born out of it, and then continuing it in the
I
bloodline.
think this is Jimmy exiting the bloodline, to be very, very honest, or
be.
Jay rejoining the bloodline. I have no
Could
idea.
be. That is what scares me. I mean, if one of the brothers, comes out of the bloodline, the odds go in the favor of Cody Rhodes. फिर हो सकता है कि उसके पास ज़्यादा backing आ जाए, but God help us if they
उस
both
पे तो
are
अभी बात
together on
करते
the
हैं ना
same page.
कोडी वाले मैच
हाँ.
पे तो बात करते हैं ना but anyway
बिल्कुल.
this match is gonna
Yeah.
be lit. This match is
It's
gonna
gonna be
definitely
good, yes.
have some scenes that we will be rewatching on Instagram over and over again.
Exactly. It's gonna have that cinematic element to it, peak cinema, as they say. Then comes Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Sami Zayn, a match that I personally never wanted to see. I had rather wanted to see Chad Gable have his moment because he's been working programs with Gunther.
This
brilliant
is
programs.
a disappointing
Yeah.
card. I love Sami. I think
Of course, Sammy's a brilliant talent, but he just doesn't
underdog,
belong in this match.
I still have goosebumps when I watch the last time he lost to Roman.
Oh, that was something, man. That was
in
his
Montreal.
hometown with the crowd cheering for him,
in Montreal.
the art, the build-up.
But to see the beautiful matches that Chad Gable had with Gunter at Chad
Yes.
Gable's size, with the Chaos Theory, and the crowd behind him and his family there, I think it was a wasted opportunity.
They missed it, yeah. They
I
dropped the
think, well, I mean, they know about social media sentiment more than us. Then maybe
Yeah.
the public wanted Sammy. I have no idea. But I think there was talk about how WWE kind of abandoned Sammy after that Roman match and didn't really give him a
Yeah,
solid
he got
storyline.
lost in the circle, yes. That's
So I think that's why. But I think, in my opinion, Chad Gable is going to turn on Sammy. I think Chad Gable is going
We
to
might
turn
have
on
a heel Chad Gable run
on
or
Sammy,
as a post
or even if Chad Gable doesn't turn on Sammy, I think if Sammy wins, Chad Gable will challenge Sammy
him
at
for
Backlash.
the title, yeah.
At Backlash.
At Backlash.
Or at SummerSlam. Both are not far away. Backlash is May. SummerSlam is June, July.
Not that far away, yeah.
It's not far away.
Both the pay-per-views, yes.
Or maybe something could happen at WrestleMania where I don't know if you. I mean, I think you were too young to remember, but WrestleMania 9, Bret Hart Yokozuna. Yokozuna blows salt in Bret Hart's eyes, and Hogan wasn't on the cards.
Hogan comes in, yeah.
And
Then
Bret
he just shows up.
points to him and says, "You go get him." And Hogan comes in and avoids the mist and does a leg drop and wins the title. Could be something like that with Sami Zayn as well. Then again, Gunther is so brilliant that even if Gunther retains, I don't think anybody's gonna be upset. I don't think anybody's
मैं
gonna
तो
be
ऐसा
upset.
वैसे चाहूंगा. I would rather have Gunther retain and add more prestige to the IC title because compared to the other titles, the other mid card titles, I mean the United States champion doesn't hold that much of weight anymore. But with Gunther specifically, उसने Intercontinental Championship को he's added that
I
value
think
and
Gunther
prestige
has
to
done
that
for
title.
the IC title what Lashley had done for US title.
Exactly. Lashley के reign तक it was
beautiful.
I think the Miz के बाद in modern reality era अगर किसी ने Intercontinental Championship को उठाया है, I would also say Miz and Dolph Ziggler both. Then comes Gunther. उसने prestige add की है.
Yeah,
And it would be okay to have him.
इसलिए तो इनका
keep
promo भी था, if
keep
you
the
remember.
belt.
Promo में Miz
Yeah.
कहता भी है कि what I did for this title, like खैर the
Yeah.
OG was Shawn Michaels. What Shawn Michaels did for the IC title back in the 90s
yeah,
was
वो
just
तो क्या ही
unbelievable.
बात
I mean,
थी.
ridiculous,
That was
right?
brilliant. All right. So women's championship match, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I personally didn't want to see Becky compete for the women's championship, but मेरा तो ये कहना है कि Rhea should definitely squash her and walk out as the champion, retain. We don't need another
Okay.
Becky Lynch title run.
So I know there'll be a lot
John
of
Cena.
negative reaction to my comment. Next, देखिए यार, I do understand physicality isn't everything. I completely
Yeah.
understand, right? There's personality,
Yeah.
there's physicality. अगर
There's
physicality
charm
की
and
बात
charisma.
होती तो शायद रे मिस्टीरियो सारी जिंदगी हारते रहता, बटिस्टा से भी
बिल्कुल.
ना जीतता, whatever.
बिल्कुल.
But यार, मतलब the disparity between the physicality of Becky Lynch these days
It's just complete polar
She's
opposites.
almost
Doesn't connect.
anorexic. She's almost malnourished. You can see her bone structure.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no muscle mass. Absolutely no muscle mass anywhere. She hasn't got muscles on her shoulder, her arms, her hands, her wrists. Everything is extremely bony. And then you put that against someone who's 5'11",
Ripley.
5'10", 6 feet even, I think, Rhea Ripley. Like
Completely jacked up
220
at the top
pounds.
of her game.
Jacked as shit. She could lift up Bianca Belair and Jade
Yeah.
Cargill with one hand.
With one
And
hand.
then you were saying that Becky's gonna smash her. It's like
She's got a chance, yeah. Doesn't make
You
that
know.
all. Doesn't add to that.
I mean, I loved
makes it
Becky's
believable.
match with Nia Jax, by the way, last woman standing.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that was fantastic. So
Yeah.
it will have to be a match as good as that for me to believe Becky can win, because for a pound to pound fight basis, there's no way they can show Becky beat the shit out of, like, not possible, na yaar.
Doesn't possible. Doesn't add up. Believable नहीं रहता वो. It sucks out at the
This should have
reality
been
angle.
someone else. I mean, I understand.
Yeah.
I don't think Bianca is on SmackDown. I think Bianca's on Raw.
She's on Raw.
And obviously she didn't win the Rumble, so she can't challenge. But it
Yeah.
should have been Bianca. It could even have been Jade. Jade would have been fantastic.
Fantastic.
But I mean, to be very honest, disappointing. I was really, really hoping it wouldn't be Becky when the Royal Rumble happened. But yeah, it is what it is. I do
And
hope
now-
Mommy wins. I hope the crowd goes nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm completely behind Rhea Ripley on this.
Same. I think Rhea should definitely do a squash and walk out, easy peasy. Imran bhai, the moment we all have been dying for, something totally uncalled, something we never saw coming until we saw it coming. The greatest tag team match ever, the biggest, stupendous tag team match ever, as they say. Bloodline versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. If both the faces lose, Bloodline rules take place at night 2. If they win, it's a fair and square match. The stakes are insane right now, and as a Cody fan, it kills me.
मुझे ये बताओ, do you think Seth's gonna turn on Cody?
I don't know, man. Seth has his own thing with Drew McIntyre. Seth has a habit of turning at the most craziest moments, uncalled moments. Ajib putti kism ki uski harkatein hain. It just scares the shit out of
Cody
me, man.
just gifted Seth a Rolex, man.
I don't know, man. लोग तो तोहफे लेके क्या, लोग तो प्लॉट लेके घर लेके बदल जाते हैं, तो you can't really say.
I don't
the
think
kind of things happen
I
in pro
don't think
wrestling.
Seth's
I mean,
gonna turn. I don't think Seth's gonna turn on Cody.
yeah,
I think Seth has a lot of animosity with Roman Reigns because of the Shield.
yeah.
I don't think Seth's gonna turn on Cody. However, I have this weird inkling that Dean Ambrose is gonna show up. I don't know why.
Oh, I would lose my man if Moxley shows up as Moxley. I don't even care if he's Dean at this point. You know, the crowd is gonna go crazy. Yeah, something crazy is about to happen. You know, this weekend. Yeah.
In my view, so I'm a bit so. Yeah, if the rumors are true, right? And I have started to believe these Easter eggs that they keep showing. So
Yeah, with the whole trucks placement
yeah.
with
So
Austin
John
and Cena,
and
that says a
Cena,
lot.
Lesnar, and Stone Cold are gonna be there, right?
Oh my goodness.
Because उस truck में पीछे Lesnar का truck भी था, ठीक है?
बिल्कुल था.
and
And those are the kind of trucks they don't normally use
Yeah.
in
नहीं,
production.
and
ये भी
especially if
proven
you
चीज़.
consider कि Vince के allegation के बाद Lesnar को हटा दिया था. So Lesnar
Yes.
in any way, shape or form has to be an Easter egg,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
So
exactly.
अब उसमें दो चीजें हो सकती है. मैच तो खैर banger होगा, वो तो उसमें there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it will be peak cinema, no doubts there.
But now here's what I think 2-3 variations of what could happen. Either Cena, Austin, Lesnar could come during this match to help Cody and Seth to beat them so that the next day is not Bloodline rules.
Could be.
Or they could lose because of someone's interference. Could be anybody. There's 100 people there.
Could be.
And the next day, Austin, Cena.
We get to have this Avengers Endgame of
Yeah,
WWE.
because if you remember,
Yeah.
the one person who has serious beef with Roman is Lesnar.
It's Lesnar, absolutely.
You could
And
simply
he
have
will get
Lesnar
it.
come out from the crowd, spear him, or like F5 him and then just walk off.
Yeah.
And
So, if I were to ask you,
and
your
sorry,
gut,
and because this is a very creative age with WWE,
yeah.
if you possibly have Punk as a guest referee, so you know he's gonna give a blind eye if Lesnar or somebody like smashes Roman, right?
Yeah.
And even if it's not a special referee, what if it's the same referee that The Rock hit with the belt yesterday?
Could be. He could even turn on him. He could have
And
his revenge. I mean,
Lesnar F5s Roman, or
Yeah.
Stone Cold stuns Roman, or Cena attitude adjusts Roman, and the referee just freaking ignores
He's
it
just
and
like
says,
gives him a clean pass. Like, you do your thing.
So it's very interesting because I'm not treating it as one match. I am treating it as this match
Multiple matches.
linked
इसके
to
अंदर से
the
कितने और
night
matches
2
निकल
match,
सकते हैं, yeah.
linked to Lesnar, Austin, Cena showing
Yeah,
up.
so many possibilities.
It's
Exactly.
just gonna be, but it's fantastic.
It's
just-
fantastic.
I think this
I don't
is
think
my
it has been
favorite
this
match.
exciting ever since. You know, it's been a while since we've had this sort of excitement and this sort of a buzz and what ifs and maybes and
And to be
whatnot.
very honest, I really do want to see how Rock wrestles at 51. I genuinely do.
I think he's going to do fairly well. I think he's the kind of guy you can't really say he's gassed out or anything like that. We're not going to have a Goldberg situation.
Yeah, man, 'cause
as
I
much as
mean,
I love Goldberg,
dude,
I don't think we're going to have that kind of thing.
Sting was like 62, and did you see him? Was
Yeah, with the whole no cells and the jumping off the scaffoldings and all that, I mean, Sting is a different case.
Brilliant.
I fail to believe that sometimes.
so yeah.
he's
So I
even
think
human.
it's gonna be a lot of fun. My
It's gonna be fun.
my pick of that entire card would be this match at number 1. Like this is
Right.
something I would not even take a washroom break for.
Of course.
And number 2 would be the 6-pack ladder match. Because
Six-pack
all the
ladder
teams
match.
are bloody good. Not all the teams.
Bloody.
I just hate Grayson
Some
Waller
of them.
and
Oh, I hate them. Too.
Austin
I hate them
Theory.
too. Now-
Everybody else is just really fun.
Bilkul.
Really fun
yeah.
to watch.
Now we talk about night 2. So we're gonna start off with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament, Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain, Arkham and Razor.
Pointless
who were
piece of shit match.
Yeah.
Absolutely pointless piece of shit match. इससे बेहतर ही
They just
होता
wanted to have that star power.
इससे
They just wanted
बेहतर ही
to have
होता
Lashley.
कि आप शराफत से करते कैरियन क्रॉस वर्सेस बॉबी लैशली
Exactly.
और रिंग साइड पे वो खड़े
ये
होते
सारे
उसकी
खड़े हो
टीम
जाते,
और
बिल्कुल,
रिंग साइड पे
बिल्कुल।
स्ट्रीट प्रॉफिट्स और बाकी खड़े होते
बिल्कुल,
के आर
बिल्कुल। इसके बाद इमरान भाई इसके बाद जो मैच है हमारे दो फेवरेट्स है we've got the LA Knight versus the new bloodthirsty the very crude and rude kind
यार,
of AJ Styles. Yeah, that's a match.
This storyline makes zero friggin' sense to me.
Yeah, but they
ठीक है?
just wanted to squeeze every star into
नहीं,
the
but
card,
this
and
was-
I think
dude,
अच्छा
this
है LA Knight को
was
chance
weird.
मिल रहा है
नहीं,
to
मतलब-
land a stage.
एजे स्टाइल ने रैंडमली उसको क्लोज लाइन कर दिया आज से 6 महीने
बिल्कुल,
पहले, फिर फटा शुरू हो
बिल्कुल,
गया,
बिल्कुल।
फिर उसको मारा और फिर चलो वो भी ठीक है. आई जस्ट थिंक दे आर लिंकिंग इट टू देयर टाइम टुगेदर इन टीएनए बिकॉज एजे
Could
स्टाइल
be,
टीएनए में था,
could be,
वो
yes,
टीएनए
बिल्कुल,
चैंपियन
दोनों ने
था.
TNA में बेहतरीन टाइम्स
टीएनए में तो उसका नाम भी भूल गया यार, इसका क्या नाम होता था, एलए नाइट का नाम था कुछ, आई फॉरगेट.
LA Knight का I forgot.
एनीवेज
The whole dummy thingy.
या डमी था ना उसका उधर तो
Dummy, उधर dummy था उसका.
But,
Damn, man, I just forgot.
but like in terms, so storyline आप ignore करें अगर, just in terms of a match, this match is gonna be freaking beautiful.
Beautiful. exactly.
Beautiful.
Both the stars are amazing.
He is
and at the top
46.
of their game.
LA Knight is 42. AJ Styles is 46. They're both ripped as shit.
Yep.
Have you
At
seen
the top of
AJ's
their
new
games,
body?
They're in their peak form, peak physique, peak.
आप
peak-
AJ की
peak scenes,
physique
man.
check करें boss. And they're both extremely flexible, agile. They do great moves. They're great sellers. Crowd loves
Great
both of them.
storytellers as well. The crowd is rallying behind them.
And
So this is going to be one
think
of those matches.
As a match, forget the storyline. Think of it as a Monday Night Raw match. Monday
Yeah.
Night Raw का एक बहुत अच्छा कार्ड है, एक मैच हो रहा है. It's
बिल्कुल.
just going to be amazing.
Yes.
The storyline makes no sense, but
Yeah.
the match
But
is
the kind of talent we have on hand and the kind of match it is, it's just one of those things where nothing matters. Just two personalities, two
because storyline
charismatic
फजूल है ना, वो पुरानी
titans.
ऑस्टिन वाली स्टोरी है, वो उसके घर पहुंच
हाँ,
गया, मतलब
बिल्कुल.
क्यों पहुंच गया उसके घर, what's the animosity,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the match is gonna be lit, man. Fantastic.
Another one of the matches on the card at night 2, which kind of makes थोड़ी सी कम ही सेंस बनती है वैसे, the United States Championship Triple Threat, Logan Paul, Orton, Kevin Owens. ये भी मुझे लगता है कोई last minute decision था just to have these three guys on the card.
यार
I think Logan has been doing brilliantly well in WWE.
Yeah, I genuinely think that they don't know what to do with so many amazing
Yeah,
stars.
yeah,
I
बिल्कुल, अभी
think
ऐसा scene है.
so. हम ना I mean So I'm a huge football fan. I mean, practically these are the only two sports I watch. And football में ना when big teams buy a lot of players, लालच में आके,
बिल्कुल.
it becomes a problem because you don't know who to play on the starting 11, right? Or I think that's the problem WWE is having right now.
So they're just cramming up the card with
Randy
these
is
mindless,
back, LA
pointless
Knight
matchups.
is there. So many great AJ Styles. They don't know what to do with them. Kevin Owens, the world has been demanding that Kevin Owens gets his flowers finally, gets a title run or something or the other.
Who knows? He might just end up winning at WrestleMania and have his moment.
I don't think so. I think Randy is gonna turn on Kevin Owens.
Could be because heel Randy is the best Randy. I think.
I don't think like this week. I don't think Logan Paul's gonna hit the knuckle duster again. I don't think that's gonna happen again. So I think that Randy is gonna turn because they've been teasing that by Kevin Owens and him almost hitting each other every time and blah blah blah.
Could be.
I think that's more likely. I don't think Logan Paul's reign is gonna end. I don't know if Randy's ever won the US title. I mean, if he hasn't, maybe
Randy has been a Grand Slam champion, so for that you gotta have every title.
So I don't know. Maybe they could give it to Kevin, and then, to be very honest, Kevin and Randy's story would be a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it would definitely be a better program.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Though I love Logan Paul, by the way. I mean,
I love Logan Paul. He's been killing it in WWE. I think guy's a natural, guy's a gifted person with all the things he's been doing. Brilliant WWE में run उसको मिली है. और मुझे ऐसा लगता नहीं था, but the kind of crazy guy he is, he proved it. कि he's got this. He's got what it takes to be a WWE star. And now WWE Women's Championship match, Io Sky the champion versus Bayley again. Absolutely not bothered about this match in any capacity. A bathroom break for me, sadly.
Yeah, so to be very honest, this match excites me more than Becky and Rhea. Okay?
Yeah.
Because there's an actual story there. Becky
with
and
the
Rhea.
whole alien thing. Yeah.
Becky and Rhea was created 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Io
This has been
Sky
something
and
which has
Bayley
been in the
have
works.
been a year, right?
Yeah.
You've been seeing the cracks in the relationship for 6 months now, right?
Yeah, the damage control.
And I think I disagree with you on this. I think the way they have brought in Bayley a year ago on SummerSlam as a heel, and then
देखिए ये वीडियो तो जायज ही नहीं हो सकती अगर मेरा और आपका डिसएग्रीमेंट ना हो. We haven't disagreed till now.
अब मैं बताता हूँ क्यों बोल रहा हूँ ना मैं. Bayley was the ultimate face. Ultimate face.
Yeah.
Then they brought her back in SummerSlam, heel, and heel maybe started a faction, the ultimate heel. Okay?
Yes.
Made that faction super successful, held all the gold at one point.
Yeah.
And then what I love about it is WWE started insulting Bayley, putting her down. And who reacted to it? The crowd reacted to it. The crowd reacted कि यार, if you remember, Bayley is one of the 4 horsemen, my friend.
Yep,
Bayley is a supreme talent. I loved her matches. Her Bayley
I loved her Iron Man
suplexes.
match with the Sasha at NXT. I think it was Stand and Deliver or Takeover,
Amazing,
but brilliant
amazing,
matchup.
right? And
Brilliant matchup.
they made the crowd kind of sit up and be like, hey, you can't insult Bayley. And then Bayley didn't turn face. The crowd went like, यार storyline एक तरफ लेकिन Bayley की बेइज्जती नहीं होगी.
Bayley की बेइज्जती नहीं होगी. Yes.
And that's what happened when they were dissing Bayley. The crowd started chanting Bayley, 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 Bayley.
Now, another one of those matches. CM Punk on guest commentary. The prodigal son, the chosen one, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. And given Drew has worked his ass off for a moment like this, उसकी किस्मत में ये नहीं लिखा. Back then he got released, came back, did everything in his capacity. COVID happened, he won the title with no fans. Then when COVID died off, he lost to Lashley. Then he got drowned in the mid-card, got a bit of irrelevant with the whole new heel Drew McIntyre persona, with the memes and all that, the smirks and the jokes and all those tantrums he's been throwing. Could this be finally the time where Drew gets his moment? Like he said on Raw, उसको finally वो moment
So
मिल जाएगा.
मेरे जिंदगी में अगर दो, if I ever meet Triple H and I tell him you fucked up 3 times, right? One time would be not letting Cody win last year.
Oh, absolutely. And not letting Drew win at Clash at the Castle, man.
सुन ले. Number 2, not letting Drew win at Clash of the
Wales
Castle.
Cardiff, yes.
Number
What
3,
a heartbreak.
not letting Sheamus win at Clash of the Castle against Gunther.
Exactly.
Right? Especially when you knew Sheamus was gonna retire and cut down his matches. Right? I think these were 3 mistakes. Drew, in my opinion, देखिए okay, short answer. I want Drew to win.
Exactly, I want Drew to win as well. The final match, the match that has been keeping me up at night from God knows how many days now. I cannot sleep just with the mere thought of it. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the second time. Cody now coming in with not 1 but 2 Royal Rumble victories. The story, you know, the story has to finish now. I don't think यहाँ से आगे हम कहीं जा सकते हैं. I think यहाँ पे अगर कोई interference होगी, no matter what the next build-up is, मुझे लगता है इमरान भाई काम खराब होगा.
देखो रिवर्स में बात करते हैं.
अच्छा.
अगर तो कोडी नहीं जीता,
ना
तो इससे बड़ी अहमकाना बेवकूफ़ी की बात होगी
नहीं हो सकती. It would
you
suck.
will lose an entire generation of followers. Because they'll be like यार ये तो ख्वारी है ना, इतनी इन्वेस्टमेंट थोड़ी करता है इंसान कि 2 साल तक एक बंदे को देख रहा है.
2-3 years actually.
सही है.
This is third Mania already.
And I don't know if you heard Cody's interview. Cody was told he would lose last year's match when Roman speared him. He walked into the match knowing he would win. He was told midway
It
through
was
the
an
match.
audible?
It was an audible when Roman speared him that he's gonna lose. Now what I want to know is why the F that happened, who influenced the decision, was it Rock, was it Endeavor Group, I don't know. But Cody said, I found out when I was speared that I'm not going to win this match. Right? So, I think Cody needs to win.
He needs to win it, man. He needs to win it for himself. He needs to win it for Dusty. He needs to win it for us.
उसकी बड़ी simple reason है यार. Fine, we're enjoying the bloodline, लेकिन story रुक गई है. कोई नए feud नहीं develop हो रहे, कुछ नहीं आगे बढ़ रहा.
It's just the same
Cody
thing.
जीतेगा, रोमन कुछ अरसे के लिए छुट्टी पे जाएगा, रॉक काम पे आएगा, कोडी और रॉक का फड्डा, रोमन और रॉक का फड्डा, so many different permutations, man.
Yes.
Solo Sikoa turning face because Solo Sikoa hasn't wrestled for shit, man. पूरे साल में 4 मैच लड़ा है वो.
बिल्कुल.
सही है.
And he got to squash Cena out of all the people, so he's been eating good.
Yeah, right. So Cody का जीतना ना sets into motion a lot of changes. And I think that's very, very important. I think the most important match of the last 5-6 years, I think,
is definitely Cody versus Roman too.
And I mean, yeah, you could put Sammy versus Roman up there. I think that was also a very important.
But we knew
match.
the outcome regardless. जितना मर्जी इसको hype up कर दे, जितने मर्जी promo
But
package,
Cody,
special
I mean,
attention,
especially now that you know that Cody was supposed to win last year, now the crowd is gonna be even more like, yeah, Cody needs to win now for sure, right?
He does.
So I think that I think they will make Cody win. But I think
gut
it's
feeling
good.
क्या? If I were to ask you, सिर्फ yes or no में, do you think Cody is finally gonna win?
No, I don't think so.
You know, मेरे भी दिल में ये डर है. I was talking to my family, we were all very
to be
much
very
invested.
honest, it could be
नहीं
PTSD. हो सकता है PTSD है. मैं घबराहट में बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि पिछली बार हार गया. I don't know.
बिल्कुल exactly.
हो सकता है
हम मिले थे
PTSD
इफ्तारी पे, you knew how sad I was. मैंने कहा क्या बकवास है यार.
But
Cody
I
हार
have a
गया.
fear वो नहीं है. But storyline wise, it makes all the sense कि वो जीते.
जीत जाए.
You know, it makes all the sense कि Cena comes back and Austin comes back.
लेकिन इमरान भाई ये भी तो देखे ना, think about it from this perspective कि अगर let's suppose Cody हार जाते हैं and they are saving it for Roman to beat Hogan's record, which will be done by SummerSlam, which is in August of course. फिर मेरे ख्याल में जितनी हाइप और जिस मोमेंटम और जिस इंसेन किस्म के बिल्डअप के साथ, I mean you have the Rock for God's sake. ऐसे बिल्डअप के बाद अगर कोडी हार जाए ना तो देयर इज नो पावर ऑन अर्थ दैट कैन रिस्टोर दैट.
अच्छा, इसमें हम बहुत अहम एक बात भूल रहे हैं. रॉक का क्या किरदार होगा? What is the meaning of that L that he keeps doing? रॉक का क्या किरदार?
हाँ, he doesn't point towards the sky with just one finger. He does this L kind of thing. Why do I feel like कि I think tag team match में they're gonna have this altercation. दोनों का फड्डा होगा, मुंहमारी होगी. There's gonna be a spear to the Rock, and then he's gonna be like, okay, now I see you.
नहीं,
मुझे ऐसा लगता है.
I don't think it's gonna be that simple. I think Rock will manipulate it in a way कि ये tag team हार जाएंगे ताकि कोडी के पास अगले दिन कोई हेल्प ना हो. सॉरी ताकि रोमन के पास अगले दिन कोई हेल्प ना हो. ठीक है. एंड अगले दिन जब रोमन कोडी को हरा रहा होगा तो रॉक इज गोना एंटर एंड दैट विल बी द स्टोरी लाइन बिटवीन रॉक एंड रोमन फॉर द हेड ऑफ द टेबल. क्योंकि जब रॉक वापस आया था
मैच लाइक दैट डजंट नीड अ टाइटल टू बी ऑनेस्ट. दैट्स अ मार्की मैच.
क्योंकि या दैट्स अ मार्की मैच. दैट डजंट नीड एनीथिंग. बिकॉज जब रॉक वापस आया था तो आपको याद है रॉक ने क्राउड को बोला था आई वांट टू गो फॉर अ ड्रिंक टुनाइट वेयर शुड आई गो.
या और आई शुड आई ईट एट द हेड ऑफ द टेबल. या
sit at the bar, should I sit at the counter or should I sit at the head of the table?
Yeah.
So his
he
agenda
planted the seeds right away.
Yeah. So I think Roman is gonna get his title cost by Rock, and then that's their storyline, and Cody moves on to other, other things. Maybe a feud with, CM Punk or just whatever. I mean, there's so many.
Yeah. But whatever
maybe
may come,
CM
whatever
Punk,
may
maybe
go down the
Randy,
line.
maybe John Cena's last title run. You never know. I mean,
Could be
though,
that.
however, I will tell you this. कोडी का टाइटल रन 6 महीने से बड़ा नहीं होगा. खत्म
नहीं होगा बिकॉज वो स्टेल हो जाएगा. आई नो फॉर अ फैक्ट. आई नो.
देखो दुनिया
The
कुछ भी
suit and tie is gonna
कहते
kill
हैं.
him,
He
yes.
is the face of the company. He is the face of the company like Cena is the face of the company. Cena got squashed by Solo Sikoa and
Yes.
Austin Theory, but still
Yes.
remained the face of the company.
बिल्कुल.
So
बिल्कुल,
Cody
बिल्कुल.
is the face of the company, लेकिन कोडी में वो पर्सनालिटी दोस्त नहीं है. मैं कोडी की टी शर्ट कभी नहीं पहनूंगा.
मैं तो पहनने लगा हूँ सैटरडे को भाई.
आप पहने से. मैं कोडी की टी शर्ट नहीं पहनता.
मैं तो
कोडी
कोडी
की
की t-shirt ही
पर्सनालिटी
पहन
वो
रहा हूँ.
नहीं है कि मैं
I
t-shirt पहनूं.
bought the 2K24 just because of his face is on the cover. I could have bought digital.
नहीं sir,
but
I'll be
both.
very
That's
candid.
the kind of love I have for Cody.
I bought 2K24 for Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley.
Ole.
To be very
अच्छा.
honest, ठीक है?
अच्छा हुआ.
मेरे
इमरान भाई,
को-
you don't get it. Maybe आप मेरे वाले perspective से नहीं देते. Cody had that real kind of energy with him. उसको देख के वो एहसास दिल में मिलता है.
नहीं
That
बहुत सी बात है
relatability
लेकिन
के-
बट कोडी मेरी पर्सनालिटी से मैच नहीं करता. कोडी बहुत मिस्कीन है.
यही तो सबसे प्यारी बात है कि he is one of us. He is not that
भाई वो
ideally
पंजाब
built He-Man
पंजाब में
kind of a
कहते हैं
hero.
पंजाब में कहते हैं जब किसी लड़की की बहुत तारीफ करो तो कहता है मैंने बहन थोड़ी ब्यानी है. मैंने बहन तो नहीं ब्यानी है. तो ये मैंने बहन से थोड़ी शादी करानी है तो वो मिस्कीन है यार. अच्छा
नहीं, मैं बड़ा सरप्राइज हूँ सुन के. मेरे लिए तो आई थिंक एक
नहीं,
रेसलर जो है ना
मेरे लिए-
जबरदस्त, जो
I mean,
बिलीवेबल
I
स्टोरी.
mean, I love the guy.
सही ना मेरी बात.
I think
I know you love the guy.
हाँ.
लेकिन इमरान भाई, just the entrance music, his arc, his lore, the whole thing was his father passing away. जैसे मैं हमेशा एक बात कहता हूँ, wrestling becomes amazing when it has real life
No, so
elements.
you're
involved with
misunderstanding
it.
me. I'm not saying that he's not amazing.
हाँ,
I
but आप ये
love
कहते हैं
him.
कि वो ideal
I'm
baby face
saying he
नहीं है. He's
cannot,
not the kind
he
of guy.
cannot
हाँ.
interest you more than 6 months because he doesn't have that raw edge to him. And like I like my wrestlers with a very raw side. Like I have CM Punk t-shirts, right?
I love CM Punk.
I have multiple Austin 316 t-shirts.
Wow.
ठीक है. I have DX t-shirts, right? I have Hunter, but the raw people, I wouldn't even mind wearing a Drew McIntyre t-shirt, though I think his
I have a
artwork
Drew
is crap.
McIntyre shirt.
I
have
love
Dean
LA Knight.
Ambrose's
I'm
shirt.
looking for a Yak
Bunch of
t-shirt.
Cena shirts.
Yeah, like I love wearing like Yak a t-shirt, right? Like I would
अच्छा,
love.
सही.
That's the I wouldn't wear a Cena shirt. Like I think Cena.
Oh, I used to wear Cena shirts all the time back in high school.
I think Cena's the
Cena.
goat. Like I love him. He's the goat, but
For me, he's the greatest of all.
I
time.
would
not
like-
Austin, not The Rock, Cena.
I would wear like a Viper shirt, like
Oh,
without
you-
even thinking.
I
about-
used to wear a Ryback shirt, if anything.
Yeah, but the guy who I identify with most today, who I identify with most today,
Yeah.
CM Punk man. CM
Of
Punk.
course, CM Punk. Voice
CM
of the
Punk
voices,
is all of us.
Without any doubt.
But
Oh, he's
yeah,
all of us. Yes.
but yeah, and I think there'll be a lot of surprises this time
You know
around.
when you said CM Punk is all of us, I walked out of a building, similar fashion CM Punk wala, badi CM Punk energy thi. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I could tell.
It's all of us, man. And
Yeah, he's all of us.
however, I mean, one more thing I want to talk about, not about the card, but one more thing I want to talk about is the fact that the programming on the build up to WrestleMania is fantastic.
It's been fantastic.
If
man.
people
I
haven't
don't care
seen
about
it,
anything else. I just care about Cody at this moment.
Yeah.
Because it has always been the center of attention. With The Rock
Yeah.
coming in, the bloodline, Cody Rhodes.
I would tell
Yeah.
people that before they watch WrestleMania on Wednesday, they should watch all of this week's programming. Like they should watch
Very
MMA.
good.
They should watch
They
MMA
should
Hour.
bench this
They should watch
yes.
Ariel Halwani talking to Cody,
Very good.
Ariel Halwani talking
They
to Rhea,
definitely should.
Becky. CM Punk's interview is off the charts. It's just brilliant, right?
It was brilliant. It was
And-
brilliant. Yep.
And they should also watch what it's doing to Tony Khan at AEW, and they should watch it.
Yeah. Acha, Imran, before we call everything off, we're gonna have this very fast shoot at the predictions. Okay? So I'm gonna call out the matches again once more. और एक दफ़ा फिर से और आपने जो है मुझे बताना है कि कौन जीत रहा है according to you. We're gonna give our predictions because we're moving closer to the show's closing. So yep. Night 2 से start करेंगे, Night 1 से. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santo Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. I think Mysterio and Dragon Lee are gonna lose.
Yeah, Mysterio and Dragon Lee.
You think they're gonna win or lose?
Win.
अच्छा आपका विन है और मेरा लूज है ठीक हो गया Bianca, Belair, Naomi, Jade Cargill versus Damage Control. I think Jade Cargill's team is gonna win.
I think they'll lose.
Okay. Now the tag team match. I think a surprise return is gonna happen. I'm not gonna name any winners, but I think a surprise return is set to take place.
I mean, aren't there 6 people on the card already?
It could be. What if एक टीम नजर ही नहीं आती इसको कोई कुट चढ़ा के चला जाता
I don't know. My prediction is DIY.
Right.
और या फिर retain. It's not gonna be anybody else. DIY ले जाएगा या फिर retain
सही।
कर लेगा.
मुझे भी लगता है या सरप्राइज होगा या रिटेन होगा Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso. I
Jey
think
Uso.
it's all about
The main event, Jay.
Ah,
Main event.
main
Jay.
event, Jay.
Because I'm telling
Bilkul.
you, the match is designed for
हाँ.
them to hug and make up. So it's gonna be Jey Uso.
Yes. Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Sami Zayn. I would want
Gunther.
to retain. Gunther's
Gunther's
gonna win.
it's gonna be a good match.
Rhea Ripley versus Bayley. I think Rhea Ripley is walking out as the champion.
Rhea Ripley versus Becky. Rhea Ripley, Becky.
Yeah.
Rhea's walking out as the champ.
Yep.
100%.
Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody and Seth Rollins. I think Rock and Roman Reigns are your winners for that very match.
I have a different view because I'm looking at it from the storyline. I think Seth and Cody are gonna win, and
Wow.
Rock is going to cost Roman the loss. Like Rock की वजह से they'll win.
अल्लाह करे बस जीत जाए किसी तरह Cody. I don't give a crap.
But
कैसे
at the
है,
same
क्या है.
time, if you believe that Austin and Cena will come, then Austin and Cena can only come if the next day is Bloodline
इस
rules.
ब्लडलाइन रूल्स ओए इमरान भाई अभी है 1-2 दिन गुजारने हैं अभी.
तो मेरा ख्याल है फिर then I would agree with you. I think
Yeah.
Roman and Cody will Roman and
Yeah.
Rock will win.
Roman and Rock will win. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament.
Bobby
I
Lashley.
think Lashley is going to win.
Lashley.
Yes. LA Knight versus AJ Styles.
LA Knight.
Yes. United States Championship Triple Threat. Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens
Kevin
is going to
Owens.
get his flowers.
Kevin Owens.
Women's Championship Io Sky versus Bayley. Bayley gets her
Bayley,
flowers.
100%
Yes.
Bayley. But there's no point to the story.
World Heavyweight Championship Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is going to
True
lift that
McIntyre,
title.
bro.
Undisputed WWE Universal Championship Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. The story finishes with Cody winning the match.
Roman retains.
Toba, kaisi baatein. Okay, so again, like I was saying, Imran bhai, thank you. It was absolutely amazing having you on this show. Finally, we got to talk about wrestling, and no better time, no better place, no better setting, scenario. WrestleMania weekend, we're jumping in, and it's gonna be amazing.
Again, one thing I do want to give a message, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, WrestleMania is going to be available on WWE Network. I would request कि आप लोग pirated streams ना देखें.
Yes.
उसकी simple reason ये है कि the more we watch pirated streams, the more these companies turn off services in Pakistan. वैसे ही
बिल्कुल,
Disney Plus से
बिल्कुल
लेके
ऐसे।
हर सर्विस पाकिस्तान में अवेलेबल नहीं है.
नहीं।
WWE thankfully है. It's not even expensive. 1500 रुपये की सब्सक्रिप्शन है. एक दिन 4 दोस्त मिलके पैसे जमा करके 1 महीने की सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लें और WrestleMania देख लें. It's
या
super
डिश टीवी लगवाने लाइक मी मैं उस पे देख लूं.
या उस पे देख
वो भी
लें
मिलता
यार.
है.
यार
हाँ,
1500
HDB
रुपए की
मिलता है.
सब्सक्रिप्शन है यार. 4 दोस्त को अगर रेसलिंग पसंद है
बिल्कुल,
400 रुपए
बिल्कुल.
जमा करो, 1 महीने के लिए ले लो, देखो रेसलमेनिया, उसके बाद बंद कर दो.
Enjoy करें.
बट आई वुड
Yes,
रियली
yes.
सजेस्ट कि ना करें बिकॉज समवन आई नो very well in the broadcast side said यार a lot of these companies don't come to Pakistan and offer their services because यहाँ piracy बहुत होती है. तो यार हमारा मुल्क का फायदा करें. प्लीज डोंट पायरेट देयर स्ट्रीम्स सो दैट दे स्टार्ट ऑफरिंग
थोड़े से पैसे खर्च के एक आधा बर्गर ना
थोड़े से
खाएं
पैसे यार.
उसका सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लें.
फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग कर लें.
या
ठीक है जी.
तो अच्छा रहेगा हमारे लिए. ले इमरान भाई थैंक यू सो मच. इंशाल्लाह लाहौर जब आप आएंगे तो मैं कोडी रोड्स की शर्ट में आपको जब भी डालूंगा और कहूंगा चैंपियन कोडी रोड्स.
Inshallah, let's hope so.
ठीक है, okay. Thank you so
buddy,
much.
take
Lovely having you. Take care. Good
Bye.
night. Thank you so much for watching more content like this. Keep checking in on IGN Pakistan, and we will see you in the next one.